switch on.
I'm so confused today. But at least I'm here. Talent, can you come on up for invocation?
Thank you, Bear. Good morning, everyone. Let's bow our heads. Oh, Lord, we thank you for this fine Friday morning, for our gathering here, for the safe return of our team from the Belize and the good work that they accomplished there. We also thank you for the healing grace you sent on our brother Rick and Wally and anyone else in need of healing in this room. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
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 On the screen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. So Wade's not here for an eye opener. If anybody has an eye opener, do you want to come up?
Gene.
Gene, you got an eye opener?
Yeah, I do. I always have one. Well, I got to tell everybody that just came back from Belize, and it was a great trip. We had dinner at the Belma Pond Rotary Club, and one of the things that their original founding president, his name was Howard, he ended every meeting with what they call a Howardism. That was something that would make you blush. Now, I'm not going to do that here because I haven't discussed it with the president, but I've got a couple of those, and I did a good one there. So the story I'm going to tell is that, so this is for the engineers in the group. MIT has a quadrangle like every major university, and there's a quadrangle with a flagpole, and these three professors who were engineering and mathematics professors at MIT, they were all sitting there discussing things, and an English professor walked by, and he said, "What are you guys doing?" He said, "We're trying to figure out how tall this flagpole is. Which formula are we going to use?" The English professor went over to the pole, pulled it out of the ground, laid it down, took a tape measure and measured it. He said, "It's 26 feet 4 inches." They put it back in, and those professors from the MIT said, "Just like an English professor, we asked for the height and he gives us the width."
Thank you, Gene. We appreciated that. All right, Rick, you want to welcome our visitors and guests?
I sure do. There's 36 of us in the room today, so give us I'd like to introduce our speaker, Daniel Bernard, and his son Luke. And everybody else, I'm just going to say is family, because they're faces that we see on a regular basis. Gary DeMuro is back in the room. Yes. Hey, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
We have Don Bishop. He walked in and said, "No Annabelle today." And we have Carol Howell. So welcome.
Hi, Carol. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Vivian, health and happiness.
So far. I talked to Dutch this week. Poor guy. Now he's got back problems, but I think he's watching. He said he was joining me.
Dutch.
Dutch.
Hey, Dutch.
Hey, Dutch.
Yesterday was Standing Day's anniversary. He wasn't here for the bushes last week. A beautiful day on the beach. Tomorrow is Al Walt's birthday. Did he already go back north? No, I don't think so. And March 5th is the Pot Castle's birthday.
No, how do
and
they know?
Marion Fisher's birthday.
No, how do you know?
All right.
Mhm.
Everybody back in one piece and healthy and well today. Yay. Good. Take care of each other. Have a good week.
Thanks, Vivian. So, it's Mark's turn to do the foundation, or the membership moment. Gene, you want to do a quick foundation moment?
Sure.
Come on up, Gene. Give us a little wisdom on the foundation. Oh my God, I love it.
So, we have two foundations that we support. One is the Rotary Foundation, and the other one is the Club Foundation. Now, the reason I bring that up is because when we were in Belize, Tim Schuler was there working on a district grant to buy 2 vans for the group in Belize, because apparently the vans that they're using are just really old and decrepit, and they had a bad accident 2 years ago. So anyway, the reason I bring that up, anybody here can donate to either foundation. You can donate to the foundation automatically, or you can ask Sharon to put it on your bill and say, I want to have so much money taken out, put into the Club Foundation or the Rotary Foundation. So you can do it automatically, or you can do it by sending a check in. But I'm telling you this because these 2 vans that we are buying, it's going to cost our club $30,000. However, because of the way the program works, they have matching money from the district and national. That $30,000 is going to turn into $90,000. So that's money that we donate to both of those charities. So really consider making a pledge, making it part of your estate. I've already said this before. It doesn't take much to change your estate plan, your life insurance policy, your pension plan, to add Rotary as an additional beneficiary. And I would really wholeheartedly ask you to do that. Our president has done that, and I'm going to ask everybody here to consider doing that, because when you do that, let me know, because Rotary Foundation will be notified and you'll become a sustaining member.
Thank you, Gene. We are so excited for those vans. We've heard the horror stories, Dave.
Actually, I just wanted, sorry, Gene, but it's 1 van for 1 pickup truck. Not that big of a difference, but also wanted to highlight that the monies that came from our Club Foundation were supported by Miss Greiner, who's been making donations to our club for how many years, Gary?
At least 15 years.
Yeah, so we've been able to tap into those resources, and that's been a huge help for us in obtaining these vehicles. For Pathlight is the organization on the ground that we work with in Belize. I encourage you to get on the web and look up Pathlight. You'll learn all about their various missions on the ground in Belize.
And it sounds like the vehicles were much needed for safety. I think when they were driving, a wheel came up while they were driving.
Yeah, 2 years ago the wheel came off a pickup truck at about 80 miles an hour.
Jesus Christ.
When we were there, our team put together a playground, which was 2 swings, 2 slides and 2 swings, but they had to build it, and they built it in the rain and mud. And I asked David, how much does that in material cost? Was it $2,500? And again, that all came from money that came out of our Club Foundation. But also, when they finished building the swing set and slide set, it was they had brought letters and they tacked them onto the top board in memory of Vivian Reiner.
Oh, I love that. Well, we're going to hear all about the mission trip to Belize when Dave presents, but just like it's nice to hear what our club and what money donated, the good it does in the world. Thank you for that, Gene. Thank you, Dave. So on your anniversary, it's your Rotary Why or Why Do You Stay In? And today we have Wally Hopkins. Is it only 5 years, Wally? Have you only been in Rotary 5 years?
Well, it's kind of like being married.
These one-liners are great.
I love it.
You know, if you ask how long have you been married, well, I would say 38 years. But if you add them all up, it's probably more like 50 something. I've been to a lot of Rotary clubs, and I found out that this is the best one. And how I got into it is, I was doing something one day with Ed Lorry, and he said, well, come out and go to the Rotary Club with me. So I said, okay, that's the new club. And the next thing I knew, I was a member. About that, but I said, oh, okay. A good thing.
Price of bread. One more, and you're doing.
I transferred to this club because there's some guys in here that we have another thing that we do every couple of weeks. And I was very impressed, especially men and women. So that's how come I'm in this way.
Well, we're glad you're here. Rob is not here today. 40 years for Rob. Holy moly. So, club business. I'll do club business at the end, ask if anybody has anything, but it was Mr. and Miss Seminole on Saturday, and our club won the Community Contributor Award for Seminole. Can I tell you that nobody does more than our club, and what an honor. I was able to receive it, I was so honored, but it wasn't me, it was the whole entire club. So, what an honor and what a recognition for this club. To list the good things that our club does. And I'm like, if we don't get it, it's right. Here's a picture of us at the Seminole. And Jerry won the Merit Award for 2024, right?
That's why Kenny Rogers looks
What
like
a good
If anybody deserves the Merit Award more than Jerry, I have no idea who it would be.
Oh, that was great.
And he brought the pink Cadillac. I don't know how he got it up there, I don't know how he got it out, but it was like magical. We had our satellite first meeting last night. We had 7 people who signed up already. We need 8 to start a club, and there was a lot of interest, and everybody was so excited. I'm very excited about it. We're meeting again on March 13th at 6 o'clock, and we have one person who wasn't there who wants to join, so I'm confident that going forward after that we could submit the paperwork, and Harry wants to just give a little brief overall on how our club and the satellite will partner together. Like how it works.
All right, Harry.
Lourdes is passing out an info sheet about the Satellite Club. What is the Satellite Club? The Satellite Club is an extension of our club. We're the host club. They are Rotarians. But what's nice about the Satellite Club is they determine their own destiny. They're flexible. They will decide when they want to meet. It has to be an evening. We want an evening club. We have a breakfast club in Seminole, a lunch club, and now we're going to have an evening club. They will decide when they want to meet, whether they want food or beverage, whatever. They'll decide their programs, etc. There'll be 3 officers in the Satellite Club, and there'll be a chairperson, a secretary, and a treasurer. They will have to pay the same RI dues that we pay, $39 a month, and then they can supplement that. They will come up with their own projects and whatever fundraising activities that they may want to do. We do have 7, and we know we're going to get more, and I'm very confident with Mary, working with Mary, to get this club up and running, and it's going to be a wonderful asset for everybody. Any questions? I want to make sure everybody knows that this will also be put in, Mike's going to be putting it on our website. The information sheet, so talk to your friends, neighbors, people that may not like a traditional Rotary Club like we are. So this is an opportunity. Great.
So my question was, we really don't know what goes on in the other Rotary clubs in the area. Will we know what's going on?
Yes. Yes. They're going to have their own charity, they'll have their own fundraising efforts, but they'll support us in our efforts, like the Money Graveyard, any big projects we have, and they'll be our support, we'll be their support, but they'll have their own agenda, their own charity, like however they want to fundraise. They'll be separate, but we'll be an oversight. And if there's any disagreements, our board of course will intervene, but I'm very excited for just the energy and to have more Rotarians in Seminole. Like anytime you can put more Rotarians in the community, that's a great thing. So it was a good meeting and thank you.
Right, so whenever you need to do a makeup, if you're a traditional Rotarian like I and many in this room, when we had required attendance, 4 times a month, you'll have this opportunity also, and vice versa, for them to come here. So it's a pure extension. Steve?
We did find out last night that there's been a secret kept from all of us. There's a satellite club called the Drinking Club.
Don't talk about that. The Trinity Satellite Club, because they were talking about like how do we name ourselves. I'm like, well, the Trinity, they're the drinking club. They meet at a bar twice a month, and they call themselves the Little Drinking Club. And they all of their fun and good they put back in the community is around a little cocktail to go with it. Which I am okay with that. I have no problem. I would have it in the morning, but I was vetoed out. Rotary Means Business Fellowship is March 11th. This is an opportunity for you to bring your business cards, mingle, talk about your business, promote it, tell your friends who have businesses, come promote their business. But even if you're not working and you need something or you're going to need something, whoever's there, they'll have a Rotary heart and be in Rotary business. We should connect and use each other. So it's really an opportunity. Come, socialize, talk about your business. Like Rotary always says, don't talk about your business. Like business, talk about your business. And District Training Assembly, April 12th. I'm going. I would encourage anybody who has not been, even if you have been, come. They have a boot camp. You get reimbursed now. It's $50. We don't have meals at board meetings, and we suffer through it so you guys can get reimbursed for your training. But it's an amazing opportunity. You can connect with other Rotarians, learn how to be a good Rotarian. I mean, I think we got it, but we can all learn more. In the boot camp, Carla went 2 years ago, and she said it was amazing. She learned a lot. Carla, how was it?
It was incredible. It was really nice to connect with other members as well that were new, like me. There were so many other Rotarians who had been there for years, just sharing, giving feedback, and it was great.
Thank you. It's easy for us to think we're isolated, but when you go to the training, you meet people from other clubs, local, you hear what's going on, and then get the training too. So I would encourage you guys, please. I was telling a friend last night that I was going. He goes, Jack, you're not going. I'm like, I am going. He goes, nobody from your club ever shows up. I'm like, well, they're going to show up this time, so please come. Don't make me an NPL alone out there. I hope you're going, Nick. Any other club business now that I've yacked the whole time? Oh, yes. So, yes, I got the sign language. So first Friday, we had talked about prizes. Jerry's in quicksand. You can barely see his eyes. You don't know it, but he is literally in quicksand. First Friday is already next week. Irish 31 is only giving 3 gifts. So we talk about it every week. It can't be like bring it next Friday, here's what we have. But we need to start a serious fundraising club. And it shouldn't be a lot for one person, because I think right now it's me, Jean, Carla, and Jerry. Like if you guys, maybe we do a beach basket, bring a sunscreen, bring a towel, and we can put things together. With a club this size, it should be easy to be able to supplement. We have money to buy some stuff. I think Jerry's buying a TV. But then again, it's one person going to buy it. It's Jerry and Renee. We need help from the club right now. The raffle prizes drive the money, which drives our good to put back in the world. So please help. Let's get Jerry out of the quicksand. It's not a good place for him, and just the pressure. And then he wonders, like, what's going to happen on Wednesday or next Friday? Am I going to have enough? Do I even know? Don't show up on Friday and say, here, I got this for you. Call ahead of time. Say, I have this. We can put something together. Vivian?
Can we not use some of the raffle money to buy
We are gonna do some.
We've
We are gonna do
been
some.
doing that. But the reality is, I get given a lot of gift cards. We need some physical items as well that people can see. The gift cards are great, but we talked about doing big baskets that are worth, $50 to $100. Maybe one's a barbecue basket. Somebody brings a barbecue tool set, somebody brings spices, somebody brings this. Carla can make some beautiful baskets. Maybe one's a wine basket, $5 or $6 bottles of wine, a couple of glasses. It's a beautiful prize. I appreciate all the gift cards I get, but most of the stuff we get is gift cards.
We're gonna ask Cambria to do a night every month and put a day basket together. I'm doing a tequila basket this time. And he does have money to get prizes, so I don't want you guys to think supplement. And even think ahead, like it shouldn't be 4 days before First Friday, oh crap, we have no prizes.
And you know what, everybody knows a business out there. The reality is we keep talking about this, but there's only a few of us actually out there doing it. So people give me a lot of ideas. Don't give me the ideas. I got plenty of ideas myself. Go into that.
If you guys give him more ideas, his head will literally go under the quicksand.
More ideas, Wally, right?
Yeah. Well,
Gene?
I would just make it easy for everybody. We all go to a business to do some kind of business. It could be a restaurant, it could be a store, it could be a garage. All you have to do if you're doing business with that person is tell them the story about First Friday and that we give away these gifts. Do you have anything that you could provide as a gift? Now, you're not asking for money, you're just saying, do you have anything that you could provide as a gift for this program? So, make it a point, when you go to a business that you've already agreed with, you're already there. Just ask the question.
What Mary and I talked about is try to get a 6-month or year commitment out of the business. Say, can you provide us with a prize every month? Like we've done at Coastal Fine Furniture, Dave set that up. Every month we go in there, you tell them you're a Rotarian, boom, they give you the $100. If we had 6 or 7 of those, then we buy the rest, we're golden. The situation with Irish 31, I talked to Melissa this week, there's only 2 Irish 31s left out of 8. So they're not doing that well. The one in Seminole is franchised by the same guy who owns the other one in Westlake or somewhere. And she tells me that the foundation, their eye care foundation, will still run even if Irish 31 is not there. But what we're doing is we're giving them a check at the end of the year. We guaranteed them $10,000 toward their teachers. She's told me to take money out of that if we have to buy raffle prizes. In the past, she was getting a lot of stuff from Coca-Cola. That's over because they don't have as many places in.
And like the Cambria, if they do one free night, like we're just gonna ask for the commitment for the year, one free night, because then we could buy a gift card for the tiki place downstairs, put a bottle of wine, put a few things, and make it a nice basket.
A free night at the Cambria is not cheap.
But they're gonna make money with the meals, with the alcohol, and people will spend more, and they may stay 2 nights. So I think we could probably get that.
I was just gonna highlight the fact that, our raffle has grown exponentially over the years. I mean, we took in a record 5,000 plus last month. And so getting, prizes that, are proportionate to the amount of volume of money that we're collecting, I think is critical if we want to keep that momentum and keep that number growing. So I fully support what you guys are looking to do. And again, a lot of the resorts, there's a lot of value in having resorts donate a night or two, a weekend getaway, whatever you want to call it. And that doesn't really, if they have vacant rooms, it doesn't really cost them anything. So you would think that, especially this year with the snowbirds, not as many as previous years and so forth, they'd be willing. But it just takes somebody to walk down Gulf Boulevard and say,
That's it.
would you be willing to?
And I will tell you that this next First Friday will be as busy as the last one.
Yeah.
Because this is that
With that
Shade
band.
Society band,
Yeah.
and they bring in a ton of people. If our weather holds and is good again, be prepared.
I'm ready.
What would be the example of a few physical items that you need to really create a buzz when they see it outside?
Some of the items that
Beyond
we've
the
done
TV.
in the past that worked good, we bought, remember those margarita makers?
Yeah.
They're big, that went over big. Really nice coolers go over big.
Well, I was thinking like Ace Hardware on Oakhurst, maybe we could ask them if we buy half of the Yeti, will they donate half of a Yeti? So it's-
Yeah, coffee makers, we you know, TVs, obviously, you know, I guess you can never have too many TVs. Those headset kind of things. You know, I tried to mix it up and have household items, but the baskets, when people see a basket, they're pretty enthralled.
Agreed.
They don't know what's in the basket.
They don't know what all's in there, yeah.
Terry, what do you have?
Yeah, in support of Jerry and everything we discussed, Lourdes and I were at another Rotary Club a couple days ago, and they had an event occurring in a couple weeks, and like 2-3 weeks out, and there was a table full of prizes they brought in. The point is, bring it in every week. Don't wait till that day. So then it makes it easier on all of us, you know, individually. It makes it easier on Jerry and Carla and whoever else trying to
Because
orchestrate.
we've got to know in advance so we can list the
Right.
prizes, put them in order, get them ready. There's a whole bunch.
It was so intriguing. It was a table full
Yeah.
of prizes, and their event was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks out.
Carla?
Well, that's actually what I was gonna say, guys, that if you want to bring items, like, I know a couple of you in the past brought in bottles, like, we had a bottle, for example, of something that we don't drink. So if you wanna bring something that you have, whether it's a bottle, whether it's a beach chair that somebody gave you that is not what you use, whatever you have, bring it in, and then we can collect all that stuff, and then we can finish it, we can put it, I'm happy to put it together. When we had a few members bring in bottles, what I did is I made the baskets and I added everything else. I added wine glasses and I think a gift card on one of them, so, I'm happy to do that. If you want me to pick it up, send me a text, I'm happy to go pick up
For
your stuff.
this week,
Thanks,
we
Carla.
need to have everything by Wednesday. The latest. Can't wait till Friday because we'll be in trouble.
All right, if you guys need anything, please text me, Carla, Jerry, or Jean. First Friday, we just talked about Rotary Means Business Social. We just talked about Adopt a Mile is going to be rescheduled. Rick, what do you got?
So I talked to our contact yesterday, the clerk. So tentatively will be the 22nd of March. She just needs to clear with the other two service organizations that also take care of Adopt a Mile. So just mark your calendar. I'm trying to stay away from the Saturday after First Friday, trying to stay away from the Green Center. So that's why I chose the 22nd. So hopefully that'll work for everyone.
Thanks, Rick. And then we talked about district training. So, Ed,
You said the next satellite meeting was on March
13th,
at
6
where at?
o'clock at Jodo's.
At Jodo.
Mhm.
6 o'clock.
So we have our speaker today, Luke and Daniel Bernard. Somebody cares about Tampa Bay, but I want to tell you how I met Daniel. I just told Luke today, Nick and I were at a disaster recovery on that apartment building on 19 and Drew, and Rotary Dora had people, they flew in from Texas with a plane full of stuff. We brought it there, Bo was there, Rosa was there, and we stayed. So we were helping distribute stuff, and Daniel pulls up in a car, I didn't know. He goes, hey, you need diapers? I'm like, okay. He goes, follow me to my warehouse, and I'm like, I should probably tell Nick. I'm leaving the area with some guy who I never knew who was telling me to come to my warehouse. So I'm like, Nick, we're gonna go to this warehouse and meet a guy about some diapers. So it was like 2 blocks away we go, and what a godsend. It was like, he had a warehouse full, he loaded up my car with diapers, wipes, and people had donated stuff in the front, and he also gave me that. But that's how he's here today. It's like, you don't know how your life is gonna interact with somebody else, and he saw a need, he gave a need, and then he connected with us. And I was telling his son, he goes, he didn't tell me that. So come on up. I'm just gonna switch it, but here's the clicker. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, yes, and that's how we met, and we during just kind of quickly go back to that during basically brought in about 14, 18 wheelers into our warehouse, and what we do is, for the most part, we help facilitate other organizations to actually get out there and do this stuff. So we help organizations from Port Charlotte all the way up to Zephyr Hills. People coming in. We don't have a big warehouse, so everything's in and out. So we get it in, these guys pull up, we load them up, and we get them out there to do this stuff. And so basically that was our part in the disaster relief. And of course, when I saw Mary out there, and I said, saw a bunch of little kids and so forth there, and I said, knowing that they had need for diapers, and we had just pallets of it. So so that's how, we do disaster on an ongoing basis. We do the disaster relief, whether it's sending containers with generators and so forth to Puerto Rico and wherever it's at, and especially in the kind of southeast area, we're there and we're helping with disaster relief. But kind of back it up a little bit here. Somebody Cares Tampa Bay has been around for 28 years. My family, my wife and I, we came off the mission field in Nigeria, West Africa, and we were looking what the next thing that God would have us to do. I was born and raised right here, born in Morton Plant Hospital, and always thought, well, maybe at some point we're going to come back here and be back into the Tampa Bay area, and that was the Lord's plan. So we, just came here, and but Somebody Cares, one of the main things that we did is that we help bring churches and ministries together across racial and denominational lines to work together, impact the community. So one of the first things that we did, we started with, we had to do something that everybody agreed upon. Everybody could agree upon prayer. So we did something called the Year of Answered Prayer. We had an 800 number, and we actually got favor with Clear Channel, and they gave us 20 billboards. Wow. Where we put it out there, Year of Answered Prayer, Need Prayer. And they gave that to us because what we had along with that, it was an 800 number that was directed to a directory of compassion organizations that would help them give out whatever needs that they would have. So we did that, and we had a great exposure. When we came here, we had no backing, no money, and now we got 20 billboards and basically kind of blowing it up. So it wasn't too long after that we got a call from the Rays, and the Rays asked us that if we would do a Christian event there alongside one of their ball teams. Just understand is that by this time we're like maybe a little over a year old. We're a fledgling ministry in most people's eyes, and but I went ahead and said yes. I've never done it before, but I said yes, let's do this. And fortunately, a businessman stepped up and gave us a large amount of money to put it on. So we did an event at Tropicana Field with a ball game called Raise the Roof, and we did that for 10 years. And in fact, we alongside with our event, we gave the Rays the second largest crowd in their history. The only other game that was bigger than that was the inaugural game. So it was quite an impact. And so we were just amazed at what God was doing. Again, we were just we didn't come to do events like that, but that's how it was working out. And so after that, we also started getting a relationship with a group called Operation Blessing, and every year they would do an event with the Super Bowl. They call it the Supper Bowl, and because we are their affiliated organization, they did back in 2000. They did when the Super Bowl came. I think it was Super Bowl 35. So we put on the Supper Bowl, which is a sanctioned event of the Super Bowl week, and it was in Rowlett Park, and drug infested, low income area. But man, we had over 12,000 people show up. We had current pro athletes in hockey and basketball and baseball, and in football we put on clinics for the kids, and we had four 18-wheelers of food and clothing trucks. It was amazing. And so Mayor Greco at that time, he heard about the event and so forth, and he called me into his office, and because we had basically about 176 different organizations involved in that one event, and so they had various needs and so forth. And as he was sharing, he talked about needing more food. He talked about also that there was a problem with in city code enforcement, that they were fining people and citing people, the elderly and disabled, who couldn't fix their homes, and or didn't have the money or the ability to fix their homes. And so what happened is that I volunteered and said, well, we're going to take care of that problem for you, just off the cuff here, and so we started something called CareFest. Which is where we actually work with the city code enforcement. They give us the homes of the elderly and the disabled who are unable to fix their homes, and we get volunteers to go out, evaluate them, and then we get the churches. Luke is going to come and share more about that in detail. But what happened was it's now across Greater Tampa Bay that we do this, because what happened was that at that time I went to Mayor Baker. And I told Mayor Baker, I said, Mayor Greco says that they can get more volunteers than you. So we started a friendly competition, as you already know exists, on both sides of the bay. And we said that, so we created this crystal care cup, that whatever city would bring out the most volunteers would win the care cup. And so we did that for a number of years, and so which was created some fun, but also created a lot of volunteers as well. So we did that, and so now, that's something that we have a big CareFest day that people participate in, and but it goes well beyond that. So that gives you the other things that we do, besides the CareFest, again, where Luke's going to come up and share, is we help organizations get backpacks filled with school supplies, and we're able to get really quality backpacks, ones with 4 or 5 zippers and all the bells and whistles. And help so when the churches and people give out the backpacks, they're really giving out something of quality that's going to last. And so we're able to do that together as well. So we have, those are the type of things that we basically overall do. We also involved with the angel tree and do a lot of families during the Christmas time with that. But today, one of the things we wanted to share with you is, of course, the extent of CareFest that you all might have a desire to maybe be involved with, because it is an ongoing situation. So let me introduce you to my son, Luke, and he's been just recently hired. He's over CareFest, but Luke, he was after he graduated from UCF, he was in the theater and arts department. He had the lead in Rent and all these other plays and so forth that he did there. So he went to LA to pursue an acting career. But while he was there in LA, he had a near fatal car accident. And so you won't be able to recognize it now, but they removed a 4x5 inch piece of his skull. Needed to remove it in order for allow his brain to swell in order to save his life. So it was a miraculous, because when they called me, they told me to get there right away because they didn't expect him to live. And it said that he did live, he would be probably non-functional. He'd be basically in a vegetative state for the rest of his life. That was their prognosis anyway. But we believe God, and well, you're going to hear from him in just a second. But what we did with that, just won't get into too much of the story. But with the miraculous recovery and everything, we eventually, Luke, was able to write a story, which became a script, which became a movie, which is inspired by his accident and recovery. And we actually shot the whole movie right here in Pinellas County. And John Schneider plays me. So we got some quality actors in it. It did had a limited theatrical release, and basically, if you could actually see it on Roku or Amazon Prime on demand. But I'm gonna just let you know that if you actually wanted to do it here, it actually showed for several weeks at the Studio Movie Grill right here in Seminole. So we had about 9 theaters here in the Bay Area that it aired, and it did very well. So actually, a couple theaters it was went on for 6 weeks, which was pretty good for an independent film. So anyway, if you guys want to use that as a fundraiser, you can.
What's it called?
It's called The Favorite.
The Favorite.
Yeah, spelled the American way. Like he's my favorite. So there is another film that is definitely not ours. Spelled the English way. B-O-U-R. So this is just your regular American, The Favorite. It's about father-son relationships and obviously favoritism. So, but within that, you'll see the true elements of it is the fact there was an accident, and then the recovery that you see in the hospital. All that's verbatim what took place. So, but yes, so hopefully, if that's something you guys want to do, we're available to do that. But right now, let me have Luke come on up and share you in more depth about our Care Fest.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. Hello. Yes, I come from a theater background, so I project a little well.
Yes, you do.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction, Dad. That's my background, and what happened to me really placed in me a desire to give back to others, because so much has been given to me from God, from the medical team. There are so many people who sacrificed for my health. The doctors, the surgeon, neurosurgeon, he came in to check on me, saw that I wasn't shaved in the hospital bed in ICU, and he was upset with the nurses, like, why isn't he shaved? And they're like, oh, we're scared we're gonna cut him. He's like, that's ridiculous. He shaved me. So that just showing you how blessed I was with the care that I received. So I recognized that, and I went back and I thanked the doctor and staff just because I felt I needed to. And they were amazed that I'm a functioning adult with the brain injury that I went through. And with that, inspired me to give back, and I found that Somebody Cares, they really needed someone to really take hold of CareFest. And CareFest, it's all about caring and giving back, and it's volunteer-based. So these homes, I work with the code enforcers. Humana gives referrals. A lot of different insurance. They know these people they might be disabled, elderly, single parents, might not have the time, the finances to do these minor repairs. What's happening in the mobile home parks is kind of outrageous, of how they're being snatched up and they're putting these requirements on these mobile elderly homeowners that they need to paint their mobile home or they get kicked out. I have a group, they call themselves the Holy Rollers. And if they say, let us know any mobile home that needs to get painted, and we're going to go paint it, because we don't want these big companies kicking these people out. And so that's and they're part of CareFest. And so now CareFest, it started off, it's adapted, where it was just one day a year. So we do have that big event, which is the last Saturday of September, but now it's ongoing, because there's ongoing needs. And sometimes the last Saturday of September, hurricane season, is not always the best time for people. And so it's year-round. When is a good time for you to help someone in need? And we have handyman that are might be volunteers that are contractors and stuff like that. They go and evaluate the need of these homeowners and seeing that this is a volunteer-based. Okay, this need is not professional or to require any permit or anything like that. That a mom and pop volunteer that are supplied with the tools and equipment can bless this homeowner out with paint, yard work, could be just relatching a door or things like that. Just do it yourself, handyman, homeowner could do. Now, and different businesses themselves, they've adapted CareFest to being kind of like a culture for them. I'm going to show, I want this video to show, it's this is LPT Realtor, the military vet team. They, every quarter, they do a CareFest project. And what they do is, they pick a home, they go around to all in the neighborhood, knock on the doors and say, hey, we're about to help Miss Smith, she's in need, and we are going to have some food and kind of like a block party. Do you want to come out? We'd love to meet you and give you and share a meal with us. And so that's what they do. They make it bigger, where they try to like build a relationship with the community and help the community and stuff like that. So they really take hold of the CareFest and really make it something to bless back the community, and play this video so you can see in hand what they CareFest and then they do. Yeah, testing.
Testing.
Is there a way to get it onto the speakers?
We're not usually in this room, so.
So what he's saying is he's blessed by doing this because this is a neighborhood that he grew up in, and he's an LPT Realtors group, and Miss Carol helped him growing up, and this is Miss Carol. Yeah, I'm I'm sorry that there's no volume, what you saw was one gentleman in the LPT Realtors group. He grew up in that community, and Miss Carol, she actually helped him in the Parks and Recs, and he was so thrilled that they were able to bless her, and she was just saying how she was just so blessed to be helped by this group. And so I'm just letting you know that there are a lot of people in the Tampa Bay area who have goodwill of heart to help others, and there's a lot of needs. And so we are just trying to be that connector. These people of goodwill and these people of need, and connecting the two. And we are trying to provide with equipment, the resources in order for these people of goodwill to do the work. CareFestUSA.com is the website. You can see the different projects, and to adopt a project, we need help with people taking on projects. We need help with people being evaluators to see if the scope of the work is a volunteer, and we need resource for equipment and tools to do these projects. So if you could help in any of those areas, we would love your support. Thank you.
Thank you.
you have a question? Sorry.
I have a curious question. I mean, congratulations on your recovery. I think you look like you're on 100%. When they removed that skull piece, did they put that same piece back in?
No, they didn't. They usually do insert it into the abdomen, and then later they'll replace it. But since the skull piece was fractured itself, it was kind of shattered. Now it's titanium and cement mesh.
Wow.
Yes.
Where was your medical care done? Where was it?
In California, it was LA County, and then the cranioplasty was here at Morton Plant.
But what hospital were you in California? You said they saved your life out.
It was LA County Hospital. Yeah, that's yeah. Yes, ma'am.
I'm hearing that you're looking for partners. Do you work with local churches?
We do. A lot of the local churches are the ones that we go and present the different homeowners in need near their church and ask them, will you have volunteers to do this? And we will provide the materials that is needed to complete this project. And so, yes. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Luke.
You're welcome.
I have, your dad. This is a challenge point from our club.
Oh, thank you. Oh, yes, thank you.
You're welcome, and I have one for your dad, too. Daniel, thank you for coming out. We really appreciate hearing all about you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. They almost sound like the Rotarians. So 50-50.
50-50. I'm going to go back to Luke. Luke, you're going to draw one ticket.
Get your ticket out there.
Brad, and the number is 55365.
365.
Nope, not me.
Must be Laney looking for his tickets.
Oh, no. Yeah.
55365.
Gene's got it.
I found it. I can't tell you what the amount is, but it's got to be over $100 today.
Is my ticket?
I trust you, Gene. If I can't trust you, I can't.
You have it?
Wayne.
Ace of spades.
What is the card? I thought it was the Ace of Spades. It is.
I wanted to play it anyway.
He won. Woo! Yeah.
Come on. Wow, this is like amazing. So good. Two winners.
I'm automatically playing.
All right, who is happy?
$100 back here.
$100 down. Who's happy?
I don't know how to respond. Oh, you're not ready, Steve? Steve,
Yeah, I
put
got
your old wallet in.
No. I got money left from Belize.
Wow.
Believe it or
I
not.
believe-
Believe it or not. I give a happy 5 because once again, Dave Buzza put together a fantastic trip down there to Belize. It was challenging at times, to say the least, dodging rain and getting eat up by bugs but we made up for it drinking and cake off.
No.
Yes. And it was a great time. The kids were just amazing. They just wanted attention. We had one little boy that he just kept coming up and hugging everybody. He'd just come up to you and just give you a big hug for no reason. And it was a great time. So thanks again, Dave, for the opportunity.
Thank you for all your help.
For Luke, happy dollar, great presentation today. Just obviously you're a miracle. And, congratulations for what you guys do in the community. I had to ditch the satellite meeting last night because I got a phone call yesterday afternoon to get a free ride to the Lightning game. Lightning won 7 in a row. Are you going to they're hot.
Mike?
Happy dollar for Jerry Cashin for the Merit Award. And the event last week may not have happened if it had not been for him. $1 for everybody in the club for being the community contributor. This club works so hard, we do so much, and thank you all. $1 for Luke today for your story and for your community activities. Fantastic. $1 for the Belize team. And I don't know if I'm out of dollars, but I'm just happy it's Friday.
Anybody over here?
Gene? It was $1 because I finally won.
Okay. But all for you, buddy. Thank you so much for that story. A lot of this goes, I work with the handicap on Tuesday, I volunteer for the local handicap, and there's a lot of people that way. So you're an inspiration, and thank you. Thank you, David, for the Belize project, and I watched what you guys did, and I thought that was just awesome. I've got I could probably put more in.
Just throw 'em in.
I just don't care. That's for all of you. I gotta tell you, my love for you grows every time I get here. You go awesome. Thanks.
This is $1 for the Belize team, and to me it was kind of emotional to see that plaque in memory of Vivian Griner. I shared it with the family. She really did a lot. Never wanted her name mentioned with anything. Just gave us money because of the mission that we do. And thank you guys that were all in Belize. I was working behind the desk and I wasn't there. Thank you.
Okay, I just put in 10 because that's all I had. I want to say thank you, Dave, for Belize again. It's going to be my last trip, Cindy's last trip, and it was a wonderful one. And Gene also mentioned that he thought I should give you an update on the Little Free Library. I know some of you were around for the Little Free Library back in 2000. And you all helped with the post and the cementing of the post and all of that. And we've been through some hurricanes and some weather, and I tell you, not a drop of rain has gone in there. But I have a friend that's visiting, Mark. He's come to a couple of meetings, and there's been a couple of shingles that are lost and some wood that is rotten, et cetera, et cetera. So he's put some time and effort and money into shoring up new shingles, new roofing, and making it go. So
How successful people really?
people are, I tell you, we go in, it's like I pass by it on my way home all the time, so I couldn't begin as I'm driving by. And people are putting in, we take out some of the non-children-related books. Not inappropriate, but just not for children. This is one of the few ones that are, I think maybe the only one that's dedicated just for children's literature. And in fact, if you go on to Jim Dyson's Wikipedia page, and you go onto the references and go into number 6, and it's the article that mentions Rotary. So, and it mentions what our Rural Free Library is all about. And so we're going to have a Wikipedia page, kind of, sort of. So it's very cool. So it's used a lot, and we're always putting new books in and taking new books. Sometimes we have to take out more books than we have to.
Can you give us the location of that?
It is on, you go west on Walsingham, and then you turn right on Wilcox, and it's right there on the right outside the
Rainbow Village.
Rainbow Village.
It's a rec center.
Life.
Young Life, thank you, Young Life, right off on Jim Dyson, Young Life Center.
This is, first $50 is for Mary and for our club for the Community Service Award that we got on Saturday. That was great. And I really think that they should have changed the name of the banquet this past Saturday to the Jerry and Renee Cashin banquet, because they did like everything. Nothing was coming together till like 2 weeks before. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Over here, Rick.
God is good. The last week for me was I did more doctoring in the last week than I did in the last 70 years. So, but thank you to my Rotary Club for the text, the messages, the flowers. That was all appreciated. Number 2, Luke and Daniel. What an amazing story. So thank you for everything you're doing in our together, we will help those that need help. And then picture this, Medicine Hat, Alberta, 1976, February 29th, my wife goes into labor. And so we're breathing, we don't want a labor or a child born on the 29th. So my daughter Christina will turn 49 tomorrow. She was born 6 minutes after midnight on March 1st.
I have a happy five. Thank you guys for coming and the inspiration. I'm sure that you've been invited to be Rotarians. So I'm giving you this card and let you know.
Go, Rosa.
What we do locally.
She's in the hammer.
And we need good people like you guys. Yes.
And you can't leave till you join.
Also, I just want to say thank you to Dave for putting up a nice project for everybody. Thank you for the new 2 members that went to Belize with us. And we did great work, and I was invited again.
Don't go.
To go back. After being a handler.
That's why you were invited.
She was our driving force.
She always is.
Well, that's hard to believe.
She always is.
Surprise, surprise.
To Luke and Dan, thank you so much. What a great program. But also, thinking about our brothers and sisters in the Ukraine today, guys. This is a very significant day, for the Ukraine and obviously for the rest of the world. So let's have them in our prayers today. Some of you, on a lighter note, have been asking about the long ball, wet ball snapper. Well, he's had 2 tryouts, and it looks like he may get signed. So I'll fill him at 11. We'll see if he makes it to the pros or not. So anyway.
Thanks again to all of you for your support in the Belize project. It's a very, very humbling experience, a little emotional too. Serving that community and those kids is just so heartwarming, you can't believe it. So thank you again to everybody that came, as well as everybody behind the scenes that contributed and allowed us to do that. There's spots open for next year. If you're interested, let me know. And we already got some dates out there, so let me know. And to Luke and Daniel, thank you. Very moving and very critically needed organization that you have going there. So thank you for everything you do in this community.
Harry?
I have a couple happy dollars. Thanks for the inspiration. You know, life is so important. We don't know how important it is every morning that we get up, go vertical and fog a mirror until we hear stories as you just shared. I believe in Rotary as a family, so I brag on grandkids. First Lourdes's granddaughter had a wonderful softball game. She's a sophomore and her 2nd year in the Seminole Warhawks, sorry, Osceola. And she had a triple, she had a double, she had a bunch of RBIs. Good on her. Sorry, Jerry. I did say that my grandson, Landon, is going to FSU for college. And I found out that he was accepted in the Honors College, too.
And I'll follow that by saying the Gators are number 3 in the nation in basketball.
Whoa! Jerry.
You can go from there, Jerry.
Hey, you know what? I'm surprised they're there. Hi. So say something.
A dollar for the Belize Commission. It's a wonderful work that you're doing down there, and we hope to join you next year, hopefully. So, and $1 for the huge success of the Satellite Club last night. It was wonderful. Thanks to the hard work of Mary and Aaron.
Mary and Harry.
Thank you, Luke and Daniel. We appreciate you.
All right.
Please stand for the 4-way test. And Rosa the Hammer, will you lead us in the 4-way test?
New nickname.
The 4-way test of the things we say, think, say, or do.